Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's session. First of all, thank you for joining us with such timing. It's exactly 1 minute past 2, so we're going to allow a couple of minutes to make sure that everybody is able to connect, take their time, and properly set up. My name is Alice. I work here at Jove as a Senior Customer Success Outreach Specialist, and today we have a very special guest discussing some of the burning issues that our libraries face in terms of challenges every day. So the first thing that I would like to say is a little bit boring, but it's just that we have a lovely community connecting, and there is a chat box and a Q&A box that you can use to interact with us. Please do so. I know you're a great community of people with loads of interests and usually very, very insightful questions. And the speaker that we have today, she's absolutely fantastic at interacting with you all, but also at providing some further insights. So please use those two boxes. Ask any questions you might have. We're going to get to those at the end of the session, and we're going to have an interactive Q&A moment that I hope everybody will be fond of and will cherish. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest for today. The speaker is Susanna Del Carlo, who is a university librarian at University of Parma in Italy. Susanna is not only somebody I know personally, she is someone with loads of energy and great passion for her work. She's organized a variety of different activities, and I can tell you it's going to be an honor to hear her speak today and hear her insights into today's topic, which is how can librarians support STEM research? Now, she's the perfect speaker for today's session also because she is the head of the unit of science and research at the university. So she's going to walk us through some of the most interesting aspects of her work alongside some examples. And together we're going to see how a librarian can really make a difference when it comes to supporting not only research, but the STEM world in general. Research being the focus of that. And hopefully we're going to get some tips and tricks from somebody who's been doing this for a really, really long time and very successfully so. So without further ado, thank you for joining us, Susanna, and the floor is yours. Oh, sorry, I think you're on mute still.
Sorry, may I share my video?
Yes, please. Feel free to share anything.
Okay.
Fantastic. Yes, we can see everything.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Susanna Del Carlo. I'm the head librarian of the Central Library of Science and Technology at the University of Parma. And today I'm going to talk about how STEM librarians support researchers in addressing critical global challenges, how they foster dynamic partnership, and how they enhance research productivity. In an era marked by complex global challenges, the role of STEM librarians in supporting researchers is increasingly crucial. This presentation explores the multifaceted ways in which STEM librarians contribute to addressing critical global challenges by facilitating access to information, providing specialized expertise, fostering collaboration, and promoting innovative research practices. The world faces a myriad of interconnected challenges, including climate change, public health crisis, food security, energy sustainability, technological innovation, and addressing these challenging request interdisciplinary collaboration, evidence-based solutions, and access to cutting-edge research. STEM librarians play a vital role in supporting researchers across various disciplines in their quest to tackle these critical global issues. One of the primary roles of STEM librarians is to ensure researchers have access to reliable and up-to-date information for effective research, as well as wide range of scholarly resources, including journals, databases, and data repositories. Libraries are called to provide the researchers with new tools such as discovery, new and valuable databases, new journals and ebooks. Besides, they provide access to and promote institutional repository such as ERIS and DSpace, those we have in Italy. And by curating and maintaining these resources, librarians empower researchers to stay informed about the latest development in their fields and to conduct comprehensive literature reviews, as well as to develop global search capability. STEM librarians possess specialized expertise in information retrieval, data management, and research methodologies. They assist researchers in formulating effective research strategies, navigating complex data sets, and complying with ethical and legal data standards for sharing and preservation. Librarian guidance enhances the quality and rigor of research. For this purpose, they provide on request research specialized reference services to help researchers doing their literature reviews. And sorry, was the slide previous, and finding bibliographic search for papers and patents. As far as research integrity, STEM librarians organize workshops on seminars on research data management and open science, promoting fair principles, which are findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. STEM librarians advocate for open science practices such as open access publishing, data sharing, and reproducible research. They provide guidance on selecting open access, reputable open access journals, depositing research outputs in institutional repositories, and utilizing open data platforms. By promoting transparency and accessibility in research, they contribute to the democratizations of knowledge and accelerate scientific progress. We actively promote open access publishing by providing specific instructions and online video guides for researchers. STEM librarians facilitate collaboration by connecting researchers from different disciplines, organizing interdisciplinary workshops and seminars, and fostering partnerships with external stakeholders. By creating those opportunities for knowledge exchange and collaboration, librarians catalyze innovative approaches to problem solving. Libraries are involved more and more in the third mission objectives of Italian universities, such as sustainability goals of Agenda 2030, citizen science initiatives, and science open events for citizens. For this purpose, specific workshops addressed to PhD students have been organized, collaboration with citizen science researchers within our institution and with European Citizen Science Working Group have been set up. We also have supported the public engagement department providing bibliographies and books for public lectures. Library aims are also to explore innovative technologies such as metaverse applications and augmenting and virtual reality projects. For this purpose, we organize seminars on metaverse application to library contents and services. STEM librarians offer training sessions and workshops on information literacy, research methodologies, and scholarly communication practices. These educational initiatives equip researchers with the skills and tools necessary to navigate the evolving research landscape effectively. By fostering a culture of lifelong learning, librarians empower researchers to adapt to emerging challenges and opportunities in their fields. We've also implemented an information literacy and an academic writing course addressed to science and technology students and researchers called Biblioscienza. This new course, delivered in blended mode, is included among the university soft skills activities that students can integrate in their curricula. New projects such as integrations in libraries' activities of artificial intelligence and augmented reality tools are now being implemented. We are developing an AR, augmented reality application for library collections and services, and we are involved in the editorial board of an international IFLA survey related to librarians' perceptions of uses of AI. In conclusion, STEM librarians play a pivotal role in supporting researchers through their expertise in information management, facilitating collaboration and advocacy for open science. Librarians empower researchers to conduct impactful and social relevant research. As the pace of scientific discovery accelerates and global challenges become increasingly complex, the contribution of STEM librarians will remain indispensable in advancing knowledge and fostering positive societal change. So thank you for your kind attention at this presentation. Collaborate my colleagues, Maria Grazia Suriano and Alessandro Corandini.
Wonderful. Thank you, Susanna, for introducing today's topic with such a lovely presentation that gave us a really good overview of everything that basically a librarian can do when it comes to addressing these challenges. You cited something that I think is very near and dear to a librarian's heart, because when we say, oh, we need to make sure that we are a support to our community, we're talking about research, we're talking about STEM research. Well, that research is intrinsically correlated with those challenges that you were citing, right? When people apply for grants, when a lab needs to show that they're becoming carbon neutral, all of these things relate to bigger challenges that are out there in the world. So a first question that I've got for you is, can you give us an example of maybe a strategy, maybe a project, something that has happened in the library that has helped you support those researchers who need to tackle the global challenges?
Yes, as I showed in my slides, we organized workshops with PhD students on certain topics such as sustainability or data management research. And we implemented also our repository, for example, with not only with PhD student thesis, but also with bachelor and master thesis, because we found that these were products very significant for our community. And we take part, as I shown in my slides, to open science events, to promote academy, to promote all the scientific production which is in our university. Library are, I think, are a kind of a bridge between the community, the academic community, and the society, or the territory also, where we have a lot of exchanges. And we are called to be always on the edge of the cutting research, because research changes every day, and we always have new challenges to face. So we have to listen, to be very careful, and to put inside our institution news and new challenges and new tools and whatever could help our researcher to be to facilitate their job, their work, and to enhance their research.
I think that's
So I think every day we do something with in this direction. So.
For sure. And just for context, the first time I met Susanna, it was at a conference where we engaged over this conversation about sustainability, for example, which is not the most usual topic. The first time you meet a librarian, you don't end up talking about sustainability for like half an hour. But that was, I think, a perfect example of how what you said, the active listening has to come into play, because sometimes there's a new global situation that we all need to face and challenge and tackle. But the real question is, how do we do that as a librarian, as a bridge? You said it so well, as a bridge that we need to create between these worlds. How do we listen carefully and make sure that we craft a strategy that allows us?
For example, last year we put together where you mentioned sustainability, and we have a very good experience with Yusra, which is one of your staff. We asked them to help us to organize something new in this direction. And we did this seminar where we choose some of the main goals of Agenda 2030. And we try to offer our researchers a good bibliography or good tools to make research about on these goals. And to see video, for example, good video, peer-reviewed video. One we can share with for example, the Jove database, or also with other databases. So we try to put together the new challenges, the new global challenges with research. And the PhD students were very happy to participate to these seminars. We also did a sort of brainstorming on these themes. And they discovered many new tools, many new ways to be informed, to find materials, to find bibliographies, and how to manage all this information. Another initiative which is very important, for example, is to the video guide we made for the open science publishing, which is another very important theme for our researchers. They ask very often to how to publish in that or these journals with open how to deal with open science policies, because they are not expert in that, and they see the potential of this the open science. So we have to again to be a sort of a bridge between what is what we can do as far as I told during my presentation, as far as the legal compliance, and what we can do, and what we the researchers can access to, or to be able to share and to publish. Another important themes is the how to say the data management. Also, data management is another important topic nowadays, and librarians help researchers to store these data, or to manage the data that they have to use for their research, or to save also all the data sets. So this is another
loads of projects and loads of different initiatives. And I think it showed also through your slides, there was a slide about the metaverse, which, to be honest, is something we've been hearing less and less about, because I think AI took over the conversation and everybody started talking about that. But there's still lots of value in things that we have started implementing, and maybe they're not blossoming just yet, but they're there. Augmented reality is something you mentioned. I feel like it's very important from everything that you're saying to keep a balanced mind, both a bibliography, something more standard, and things that are, like you said, more cutting edge, following the trends. Like a librarian really has to provide both. You can't just be super technologically advanced and an expert in AI, but forget about.
We are not expert in AI actually.
But
We are
you
not
will be.
expert,
Knowing you,
but
you will be very soon.
we catch from different sides what could be interesting for us. For example, I show the metaverse seminar we did. We could be very revolutionary if we go in that direction. So we start to talk about it, to see how it's going in the rest of the world. Although there are a lot of resistance against what is so new and what we really don't know very well. But librarians are called to be not to be afraid of news and revolution. We were the first to in the 90s to adopt internet in our jobs and activities. And now we are getting closer and closer to, and very fast, I would say, to artificial intelligence. So we have to face it anyway, and we can close our eyes and say we have nothing to do with it. This is not the way. So we try to get closer and to know better, to have a sort of knowledge. As I said, and now we are taking part to this inquiry, international inquiry with Mexico, Bulgaria, and Bangladesh also. About librarians' perception of AI, so artificial intelligence, and we see what will happen with this inquiry. But well, we're trying to adopt new tools and scientific new discovery, such as augmented reality to implement library services and activities and collections as well. So with augmented reality, we can develop a new way to use the libraries, to connect with them, and to discover also the collection and services. So we are doing quite a good project, but it will be implemented, I think, within the end of the next year. So
well, everything takes a little bit.
It's a lot of work, and we are actually we are the first library in Italy.
Wow.
Trying to do that, and our experts say also most of the world. So I don't know what we'll be able to do, but we are trying to do our best in this direction.
As always, as you always do. I actually have still one more question, and I would love for the participants here to continue to ask more, because we've received some really cool ones, and I'm just scrolling through them to get to the juicy ones. Something that I've really liked somebody else, and I think it's pretty relevant to what we have talked about today, is so you've got a really long career in your sector, and that's also why you're so well versed with all of these aspects and how things have changed over time. And the question is, what is one activity that you have seen change the life of researchers a lot in your career? I think by activity, they might mean, innovation, something that's come up. What has, changed the game?
What we did to change, you said?
Yeah. So what is one activity? So something that has, I guess, improved the life of researchers massively since it came about.
We change a lot in education, so in teaching and information literacy. We changes a lot approaches and contents and all relating things, and we change on the data management as well, because as I said before, it's a new deal. That data are becoming more important than bibliographies sometimes, and now we're changing with these new tools, for example, artificial intelligence, and for example, GPT is changing a lot our work, and it will change a lot in the future. ChatGPT is one of the artificial intelligence tools, instruments, but it's not the only one.
Yeah, there's so many around. I sometimes struggle to keep up with how many there are. That's so
And we
true.
change it, or we change also the we're changing in also in the choice of databases and materials, journals, and what else, because we realized that the new generation prefer more immediate way of communication, not only writing and reading books and articles, but they also want different kind of communication, scientific communication, for example, video, for example, talks. So they are becoming more and more important in education. And also teachers realize that these new tools are important to teach, and to keep the audience active, and so this is another
Big area.
evidence.
Well, I think, yeah, that's more than, more than one area. There are so many to explore all at the same time. And the fact that they all sometimes come together at once, you have to really be able to manage all of these changes. It must be extremely tricky, but that's why we admire the work you all do so much, because there has to be that continuous learning process in place where you always have to know what's going on, always learn and adjust. And I think that's very admirable. I have one more question from the audience that I'd like to ask you before we wrap up, and that is, what is the one question you get the most from researchers? So what do they ask you the most?
Well, they ask a lot how to publish in open science, open science journals, or yeah, and they ask also, yeah, for sometimes for new databases to inform. And the data management is another good question that I usually ask.
You get asked a lot.
And,
Yeah.
and they well they also ask for information literacy a lot when we organize seminars or events. If they have time, they participate. They like to participate. And another team, but it's nothing to do well with exactly with the research, but with the education and teaching is the game approach, the game-based approach. And so they were very interested now in this new approach, but it's not well related exactly to research, more to teaching.
Also training, perhaps. Sometimes I've heard of some gamification of the training sessions to make them a little bit more interactive.
Yes, we are working a lot. We're taking part we participate to a European project on this theme, this topic, and it is very interesting. I think it would be a new frontier again for education. So not only different way of communication, but a different way of teaching as well. They are very important nowadays. Anyway, yeah, researchers ask for the open science policies and publishing. And video also a lot. They'll ask for video databases where they can find experiments or video reproduction of experiments, methods, and what else.
Well, that sounds extremely familiar to me.
Yeah, it's familiar for you, but it's a way of
No, I'm very glad to hear that people are, appreciating that more and more. And I feel like it's something that once you get used to having, it's really hard not to get to have after a while, because it's such an ease of use to just like click and be able to see something. I'm very glad to hear people are asking about that as well. These are most of the questions that we got asked, and I feel like we've already taken most of the 40 minutes that we had allocated for this session. It's literally flown by. But I would also like to say that people have asked really, really interesting things in the chat. We just didn't get to go through them all. If you have any more questions, our speaker is absolutely lovely. You can, address them to us, Jove. You'll receive a follow-up email with the recording, so you can, send us whatever you like, questions. We will make sure that Susanna gets to get in touch with you all in case you have any more insights or things you would like to share. And obviously, if you have any questions for me or for Jove, feel free to contact us at any point. We're always here for you and to support you. So that is the end of our presentation today. I would like to thank Susanna for joining us. It was such a pleasure to get to talk to you, to have this interactive chat and explore some of the many, many ways a librarian can explore to be able to better support research. Research is obviously so broad, and when we say the word itself, it is a buzzword, but when it comes to practical examples, really one can go through the most traditional approaches or the most innovative. In any case, there's a world to explore when it comes to being able to support that process and make sure researchers feel more comfortable and confident when it comes to conducting their own work. So thanks to all of those who are also commenting in the chat. And thanks again, Susanna. I will see you all very soon. And thank you again for joining me today and us.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye.